Good morning. I decided to start early today rather than wait till 4:44. Lots going on in my mind, my meditation when I was trying to sleep. And I decided, no, let's get up and do the video and you can sleep afterwards. So I will. The topic that I've chosen for this morning is a sense of right and wrong, just and unjust. Jesus said to Pilate, "For this reason I was born, and for this reason came I into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me." "What is truth?" Pilate asked. Those that choose to live the lie, people of the lie as M. Scott Peck called them, ask that question in ridicule. To these there is no objective truth. Anything goes. All judgment and discernment comes from a sense of right and wrong, just and unjust. Apparently not everyone has that sense, neither 2,000 years ago nor in today's world. Yes, this is a perplexing question, because those that have a certain sense of what is right and wrong and just and unjust sometimes come up against those, like Pilate, who ask with incredulity, what is truth? How can you be so sure you're right and somebody else is wrong? Something is just or unjust. How can you be so sure of it? Somebody sent me a video, actually an audio, yesterday, and in response to yesterday's video, and this is a person who has dealt with the question about money. To this individual, money is evil, just as to the individual that I focused on the day before, eating meat is evil. And they're making an object that has that is neutral, okay? In both cases, it's neutral. Meat is neither good nor bad. It can be bad, it can be good. So can money. But some people get really locked in to an idea of a thing, an object, having a moral quality, that it's evil in and of itself. I don't share that viewpoint. I'm not saying I'm right and somebody else is wrong. I'm saying I don't share that viewpoint. I have built into myself a sense of right and wrong, justice and injustice that seems true to me. It was said in the audio, and I stopped listening at that point, when they tried to steal my home. I don't think the person used the word steal, I don't remember, and I'm not going to go back and listen. But when they tried to take my home without having proper paperwork, without having a contract, without having anything that linked this property to anything else, to any type of financial obligation, when they tried to attach this home to something else that this home was not named in, to me that was an injustice. That was a wrong that was being visited upon me, or attempted to be visited upon me. And I stood in the truth and ultimately, it seems, prevailed. Now the person says that when they tried to take my home, I saw that as evil. And when I stopped them from taking my home, I saw that as good. Indeed, that's my sense of reality. And the person said that I was being judgmental. I am. And we all judge. I don't need to listen to anything more. This is a person that was trying to make the rationalization that money is inherently and intrinsically evil. How can pieces of paper or coins or shells in some cases, or whatever people have used over the centuries as mediums of exchange, be intrinsically evil? Can it be used for good? Can it be used for evil? Indeed. Everything in our world can be used for good or evil. Some people see sex as bad. There have been whole religions and teachings raised up that sex is not good, that sex is something that leads people astray. Some people say that of money, some people say that of food. In whatever means, they make an object that has no moral or ethical value in and of itself to speak of. They make the object the bad thing. And that way, I guess, I don't know why anybody does that. It's unnatural to me to make something bad or good. It just is. It can be used either way. Sex can be something that takes you away from your spiritual roots, or something that connects you to life itself and enhances your spirituality. Food can be used to nurture the body. It can also be abused to create disease in the body, depending on your choices. The food in and of itself is neither good nor bad. The same is true of money. Money can be used to bless people, or it can be used to imprison people. We have, from my point of view, ample evidence of this everywhere. What is truth? Do we have the right to discern whether something is being used for good or evil? Do we have the right to determine if something is just or unjust? Human society exists with laws. Laws have been given from probably almost the beginning. Is law good or is it evil? It can be used either way. Law is neither good nor bad. It just is. It's agreed upon principles that a society chooses to govern itself by. When those rules are broken and someone is taken advantage of by the misuse of rules, we call that injustice. We call it injustice when somebody, especially a state or a government agency or an authority figure, steals from those with less than it has itself and takes rights away. We call that injustice, or at least I do. Am I justified or not justified in making a discernment based on whether something builds up or tears down, takes away or gives to? I'd like everything in my life to build me up, to edify me, to give me a sense of truth for me that allows me to love. Not a sense of truth. I can have a sense of truth that makes me feel superior to everyone and condemn those that disagree with me. That's not what it's about. We all have our own perspective. Even the people that believe that eating meat is bad, or money is evil, or sex should be avoided. Even people that have ideas that differ from my ideas have a right to their path, and I know that. They have a right to their opinion, to their viewpoint, and I know that. As long as they don't infringe upon my right and try to make me wrong because I have a different point of view. That's where the barrier comes in. That's where the line is drawn. Are you judging me and telling me that I have to think like you? I'm not telling you you have to think like me. I'm sharing every day my point of view. You can agree or disagree with it. It's not about arguing over who's right and who's wrong. It's about sharing and considering the options, sharing and considering points of view. I honestly believe, in regard to money, that the monetary system in the world is at the root of all evil in the world. Everything that is unjust, everything that is of the lie and of deception, stems from the abuse of money. So I can understand how some people would say, well, that money itself is the cause. No, greed is the cause. An unwillingness to love is the cause. An idea that somebody can be separate from somebody else is the cause. But the money, to me, cannot possibly be the cause, because I can also see how certain individuals over the course of history have used their wealth to bless the world and to bless others. And that still happens in our day and age today. It's still happening that people use their wealth to bless others, while others use their wealth to curse others and to condemn them. How is it used determines the value of something and determines whether you're going to call it good or evil, just or unjust, depending on whether you see that working for you or against you. When they were trying to take my home, that was using the law inappropriately to come against me. When they arrested me in my home, they didn't follow even their own procedures of producing a warrant. There was no lawful arrest, therefore. What they did was unjust. They didn't even follow their own rules. That's unjust. And we need to stand up, in my opinion, for justice and against injustice. Because to stand up for something, you're automatically standing in opposition to its opposite. Automatically. That's the way it works in duality, and it's why duality has been gifted to us, so that we can discern between what is right and wrong, good and bad, just and unjust. We can discern these things, and it gives us wisdom. We derive a sense of wisdom from that discernment. If we would live by the golden rule, do unto others as you would have others do unto you, or don't do to someone else what you wouldn't want done to yourself. If we would live by this principle, we could have peace on earth. We could have justice. But some people seem to have a warped sense. And I'm not saying these people that disagree with me about eating or money or any other thing. I threw sex into it, but nobody's really disagreeing with me on sex. That's something that I just made up. There's nobody that's in conflict or controversy with me on that matter. But there is on the food and the money thing. Those are the two issues that have been coming forward into my world of late, and that I've been pondering of late, which is why I'm doing the video today on this subject. Anyway, I want to leave you with this thought, that if you are able to Be in peace with yourself, with whatever ideas you have. Do you really need to go about to convince others that they're wrong? Without just stating your case, without making it an argument. I know from my own experience that when I am least secure in my ideas, I will try to argue with somebody. I will debate and try to win my point over theirs. That in recent years in my life has become less and less important. It's just simply share your truth and let it lie. Let it be, let it lay there. Let it be there. Just share your truth. Put it out. Those that resonate, resonate. Those that don't, don't. It's not worth arguing over. They're just ideas. They're just perceptions. I choose to hold my perceptions to the degree that is possible without argumentation. What is truth? Perhaps in some respects it's relative. But the truth is, when anybody hurts anybody else, there's an evil being committed, there's an injustice happening. And that's wrong to me. And I'm hoping with all of my heart that we as human beings reach the point in our conscious development where we stop hurting ourselves and each other so that we can truly establish peace on earth. I think that's all I'm going to say for today. Once again, I thank you for listening. Namaste.